All right.
Blog Talk Radio.
Pass you by, use you when they can, hat hook. But I'm the one that sees you right. I'm that one devoted life to concentrate your mind. Come inside, baby, multiply. I'm the spawn, I'm the seed, I'm the devil's daughter. Fuck with me, you might mistake me for my father. My best friends live inside, they often fuss and fight. On the next drug I kiss, I mean the next man I hit. Let me be the one you sleep with, let me know your secrets. Let her pass the time with my bitches and my rejects. Bless him with my presence, now he wanna be my reason. I contemplated this, I was a delinquent. I know you've been here before at another woman's door. She can't take you higher than when I lay your ass on the floor. I'm the spawn, I'm the seed, I'm the devil's daughter. The reason you not home with the mother of your daughter. I'm the one she dreams at night while she can't rest inside. I'm the Freddy in this bitch, 'cause in her dreams I'm your bride. Ride till the wheels roll, suck him till he dry. Message to his phone, yeah, bitch you try. Shut your fucking mouth unless you in between my thighs. Telling him to come home, yeah, bitch I died. Didn't wanna take your man, but I'm glad you see I can't. Didn't even have to try hard. We fucked in your white heart. Mercy me, I might need another glass of water. I know he loves my screams, loves to fuck me harder. Come at me one more time, bitch, I might just take your daughter. Now your man a pussy monster, call him Mr. Carter. Didn't play your role, baby, get a little smarter. Mojo known to slap a bitch, so please don't start her. Mojo known to slap a bitch, so please don't start her.
You is now tuned in to another episode of Endie Fiya right here with your host, Nakia. And that was Baton Rouge, Louisiana's own R&B hip-hop artist, Mojo Free, with Daughter. Make sure you're following her on all social media at Mojo Free. So I want to talk very quickly about some things that have gone on since we talked Tuesday because I'm excited to have our guest here tonight. And I'm always excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm always excited for all of our guests here tonight. But this is season 3, and this is a guest who was with us on season 1. So I'm super excited to talk to her. You know, we converse through social media every now and again, but I'm just excited just to see what has been going on in her world since we last spoke. As you all know, last night was the Billboard Music Awards, right? I didn't watch it. I was knee deep in doing eighth grade homework. But I do want to just recap just a little bit for those who may not have gotten the opportunity to watch it. Just some of the winners for last night. Best Rap Song went to Cardi B, Bad Bunny, J Balvin for I Like It. Let's see, R&B album. Yes, this was major right here. In that category for the best R&B album, Her, LMA, both self-entitled, Khalid with American Teen, and The Weeknd with My Dear Melancholy. Everybody knows, The Weeknd, that's my man. But I'm so glad that XXX Tentacion run for 17. So congratulations to his family on that huge win. Hot 100 song. In that category, there were a lot of good choices. And let's see, Lucid Dreams, Juice WRLD, Sicko Mode, Travis Scott, Better Now, Post Malone, I Like It, Cardi B, Bad Bunny, J Balvin, and the winner was Cardi B and Maroon 5 with Girls Like You. Best Latin song, yes, this was huge too. Taki Taki, Cardi B, Selena Gomez, Ozuna, X by Nicki Jam, J Balvin, MIA, Drake and Bad Bunny, Dura, Daddy Yankee, and the winner was Tebote, Ozuna, Bad Bunny, Nicki Jam. That song right there is fire. If you haven't heard the remix, oh my gosh, that song is fire. Billboard Top 200 album, another category where it was really, really, really tight. Beer Bongs and Bentleys, Post Malone, Invasion of Privacy, Cardi B, Astro World, Travis Scott, question mark, XXX Tentacion, and the winner was Drake with Scorpion. Congratulations. Let's see. All right, R&B song, best R&B song. So in that category, Chris Brown and Lil Dicky with Freaky Friday. Trip, LMA, No Brainer, that's Justin Bieber, DJ Khaled, Quavo, and I think that one has Lil Wayne on it too, I think. Don't quote me. Khalid with Better, and the winner, Booed Up, LMA. Like y'all didn't know that would have taken that category. Best Artist, Post Malone, Cardi B, Ariana Grande, Travis Scott, and the winner was Drake. Best Female Artist, Halsey, Taylor Swift, Cardi B, LMA, and the winner was Ariana Grande. Best Female Rap Artist, Nicki Minaj, City Girls, and Cardi B, and the winner was Cardi B. Hot 100 Artists, Juice WRLD, Ariana Grande, Cardi B, Post Malone, and the winner was Drake. Best Collaboration, got Love Lies with Khalid and Normani, Happier with Marshmello and Bastille, I Like It, Cardi B, Bad Bunny, J Balvin, Psycho, Post Malone, Ty Dolla $ign, and the winner was Girls Like You, Cardi B, and Maroon 5. Best male artist went to Drake. Best rap album went to Drake. Best Latin artist, Ozuna. Streaming songs artist, Drake. You see a lot of repetition here. A lot. So pretty much Drake racked up for the evening. And I want to say he took home 10 awards. I'm not sure how many he was nominated for. I know Cardi was nominated for 21. She took home 6. So congratulations to all of the winners, all of the nominees, and all of the winners of last night's Billboard Music Awards. I do want to send our prayers, again, our thoughts and prayers to Peebo Bryson. He suffered a heart attack earlier this week, and I haven't heard much more about that, but just we continue to keep him in our thoughts and prayers, as well as the family of John Singleton, who passed away on Tuesday. And, my gosh, I don't want to mess her name up. The niece of the Braxton sisters, their only brother, his daughter, was 24. She had a heart condition. She was found unresponsive on Monday, and she has also passed away. So our condolences are to those families. Let me backtrack a minute. Drake won 12 Billboard awards last night. He made history as the artist with the most Billboard awards of all time. So congratulations to Drake, and again, all of the other nominees and all of the winners at last night's Billboard Music Awards. Remy Ma's in a little trouble again. Earlier this month, there was an altercation where a young lady by the name of Brittany on one of those Love and Hip Hop dramas, or Real Housewives or somewhere anyway, talking about Remy Ma. She was accused of assaulting her. She did turn herself in yesterday. More like, I guess, just questioning, because she has been released since. So we're going to follow that story and let you all know, exactly what happened, who said what, how it was said, and what's going on from there. All right?
Turn my radio on, 'cause this music sounds the same. People lost touch with soul R&B. Disappointment got me shaking my head. This house is not a home. Good love, what's really going on? Got this watered down R&B. No midnight love on BET. Missing the sounds of that old school R&B. This new trend got me shaking my head. I need a sound that can soothe my mind. I'm in my groove. The art of soul music really seemed to disappear. No making love songs, they're all for quality. Food for thought, I'm clearing my mind. 'Cause I'm in my groove. We're losing now with our relationships. Nowadays, the love is not the same. Throwing lies and running from the truth. Tense and afraid of commitment, loyalty. We're only human, yes, we make mistakes. Leave the pain in the past. Bury regret. Negative brings misery, and being alone brings the shame. Missing the sounds of that old school R&B. This new trend got me shaking my head. I need a sound that can soothe my mind. I'm in my groove. The art of soul music really seemed to disappear. No making love songs, they're all for quality. Food for thought, I'm clearing my mind. 'Cause I'm in my groove. Friends, yes, they come and go. Been through a lot, yes, I'm thankful. It's really hard pushing through these doors. I'm gonna make it. There's no stopping me now. Words on them old school sounds like part-time lover. All this love, if this world was mine. Good love been good to me. Good love been good to me. Missing the sounds of that old school R&B. This new trend got me shaking my head. I need a sound that can soothe my mind. I'm in my groove. The art of soul music really seemed to disappear. No making love songs, they're all for quality. Food for thought, I'm clearing my mind. 'Cause I'm in my groove.
If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your host, Nakia, and our special guest this evening, the Mistress of Soul, Jayna Blackwell. She's known as the Mistress of Soul, a title given her by a local promoter and producer. Jayna Blackwell has been singing since the age of 4 years old. Singing first in church, you could often find her in the youth and young adult choirs of various local churches. While still holding on to her gospel roots, Jayna began singing R&B professionally in the early 90s, and she hasn't stopped yet. Her eclectic musical taste and style has enabled her to develop a voice that includes genres such as R&B, funk, jazz, and even rock and roll. Jayna credits her first band, ThrillTrain, for opening her up to singing rock and roll, and credits Mr. Barron Edwards for strategically placing her in his Motown Revue Tribute Show and his R&B show band, forcing her into an exciting new world of professional singing. Jayna quickly became known as an established background vocalist, supporting several local bands and solo artists over the years. She often says her experience has shaped the voice you hear today, and credits her family and peers for pushing and loving her back to the center stage. Jayna's debut single, That's My Song, which features Oakland rapper, songwriter, producer Kinwan, was released by Patron Records, a hip-hop and R&B independent label based out of Cleveland, Ohio. Her follow-up single, Dance All Night, was released on Thanksgiving Day in 2018. Both singles charted in the UK. Jayna is currently in the process of finishing her freshman album entitled Uncompromised. Endie Fiya listening audience, I present to you our guest for the evening, the Mistress of Soul, Jayna Blackwell.
Hey!
How are
Thank you so
You know what?
much.
I'm sitting here like I was waiting for my applause, but I forgot to hit the button. I got to get better, I got to get better. So, yes, my applause, yes. As I stated earlier, Jayna was on the first season, season 1 of Endie Fiya, and we're now on season 3, and she's back again, and I'm elated to have her here. I was very excited to have her here the first time, just, reading her prolific bio and just listening to her voice and what she brings forth, when she speaks and opens her mouth to sing. But now I'm even more excited because, I got a little rapport. I got a little rapport built with her now, and I've been able to follow her over the course of, 2 years and just see all of this, her dreams and aspirations just come to fruition. So I am so glad to have you back here with, I gotta stop saying us because I'm the only us. All right, so I'm glad to have you back here with us again this evening. So I want to jump right in this interview because we have a lot to talk about, and a lot of music to give the listening audience. Now, I know that your bio states that you began in church, 4 years old, singing in church, and that's the bulk of the artists that we have on the show. That's where they got their roots, are planted in the church. And then later on, something transpired in their life, and they started on the path that they're on now. So,
yeah.
At 4 years old, four, how were you comprehending, what you're seeing and what to talk about and if words made sense and, talk about how all of this started for you at the age of 4.
Yeah. I just picked that age 4 because I can tell you I've always been singing. I can't really pinpoint the exact year. I remember my dad used to have this joke around the house, will that girl ever stop singing? I would sing the commercials on TV, the jingles on the radio, the jingles for the television shows, all of that. It just was something that was just born in me, and when we started going to church, I just gravitated towards the music department and, that Jesus loved me and the children's choir, that kind of thing, and standing up before the congregation and hearing, let the Lord use you, baby, and all of that. And I can just really remember singing all the time, I don't know. This is it,
Do you come from a musical family?
No. My mom loved music. She played music all the time in the house. She wasn't a singer, but she just had this love and appreciation for music, and it just came alive in me. And I think maybe the singer she wanted to be was birthed in me. You know what I mean? And I remember her telling me when I was a teenager, like, you're going to sing. You're going to sing. My aunt, I think I was 7 or 8. I remember we were in the kitchen cooking something, and I think I was baking my first cake, and she was telling me, when you grow up, young lady, I believe you're going to sing,
Right.
And I just remember, like, shaking my head, no, because I was really, 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 really shy at that age. And so there's nothing within me that could imagine that I would be singing in front of people at this point in my life. But here we are.
Wow. And your voice spans over not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, probably all the genres. I didn't see country listed, but how when you're writing your music, how do you go from, say, R&B to rock and roll, or from jazz to funk? How do you go in and out? How do you intertwine all of these different genres?
I think the best way to describe it is, music is music. It's just language in and of itself. The genre is defined by, some genre god, I guess, that decides, this is this and this is that or whatever. But at the end of the day, I can credit my experience in the band ThrillTrain to opening me up to singing all these different types of music. But I must say, in my home, my dad loved country western. He was from Memphis, Tennessee. He played that music all the time. I knew a lot of the songs, like Crystal Gale and Dolly Parton, not necessarily meaning that I sang them live on stage, but I definitely was singing those songs. If he was playing them, I was singing them, and of course my mom loved jazz and R&B and classical music. It was just music was all around me, and I just gravitated to it. I think that's the best description I have.
So how would you describe your musical style?
I try sometimes. I think one time I told someone it seems like it's a gumbo pot, but no, I think definitely it's really soulful R&B. That's the music I love the most. It's what I gravitate towards, even when I'm, choosing songs on my playlist, my personal playlist, to listen to, other artists as well, R&B, soulful R&B.
Speaking of other artists, what do you think of the current state of the music industry?
Well, I can say this. I think we talked about this the last time I was on with you, and in the last few years, I do feel like there is this shift towards a focus of R&B. And even in the indie realm, I pay attention. I'm listening to other artists, watching and studying, and I'm seeing a lot of R&B coming out, and it may not hit the airwaves, but it's definitely out there. And I'm so happy and excited for where music is moving, because we definitely need to get some more of that soulful R&B music back. What we call R&B, not so much as what has been forced upon us as quasi R&B,
Yeah. And that's interesting that you mentioned that. We've had several real soulful R&B singers on this year, and when you listen to their sound, like they went back. I mean, I think all of them are probably around my age, but they went back to like the 90s R&B, or maybe even later. But it's very soulful, and it's what I feel that the industry's missing right now. Everybody's so repetitive, and everybody's so there's no imagination. There's more imitation. And so these three women, I've seen them just bring back R&B and soul. And so, yeah, I want to shout out to Two Soul Davis out of Cleveland, Ohio, and Tario T. Range out of Cleveland, Ohio, and Tail Dash out of Tampa, Florida. These three young men are bringing back what he's been lacking as far as R&B and soul is concerned. And so, yeah.
And there's a group out of coming out of Oakland, California, Park Avenue, who from some of the key players in that group are former Tony members, and definitely bringing back that soulful R&B sound, and I can see that music bringing us right back to where we need to be, and they're another group to keep your eye on.
Yeah, and they're called
Park Avenue, and they have their new EP is called Soul Palatial. Fire every track, you know. But anyway, that's just me. I love music. I love supporting other artists, and as they have supported me throughout my career, you know.
Yeah. Where do you find your motivation? I know that you've been doing this for a long time. How do you get up daily and go about your daily routine, incorporating, your craft, and not get distracted, but stay motivated and focused? What allows you to do that?
Well, I think the biggest thing is I have a manager that checks in with me daily, and he gives me a checklist of things to do, you know. but aside from that, I mean, he calls me every morning, okay, this is what we need to do today, you know. But other than that, the biggest thing is I love this thing. Of course, I have a job that pays the bills. Music is my sanity. It's what keeps me centered. Without it, I'm not sure there would be this Jayna, But I love it. I love doing it. So it's not a problem there. The motivation comes with, trying to figure out how to let the music go to focus over there to go to work, Just leave it alone, and know that I must go and take care of business and let it go for a little while. But even while I'm at work, I have some very supportive coworkers, and and it's exciting to hear them talk about my music. So that's even more motivating in and of itself. So kind of cool.
Awesome. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your host, Nakia. My special guest is even the Motown Records, Mistress of Soul, Ms. Jayna Blackwell. I'm going to jump into this track right here. Now, when I play it, and then we're going to come back and talk about it, because this is the one that I was talking about. Like, you'll figure it out, all right? This is Jayna Blackwell.
My stats, running background checks 'cause I'm cautious. It ain't hard to tell that I love being me. Thinking dating nowadays is exhausting. I'm on a natural high, not trying to come down. Just passing through, not trying to stop now. Love to see the smiles on my loved ones' faces. Then after my shows, it's back to the basics. From phone bills to car notes and insurance. Fueling my gas tank and bridge clearance. Repping currency king. Write it down, take a picture, a copy and paste. Haters are hating my ground.
Tune setting, upgrading your vocals to high quality sound. A formulation, as it goes for Jayna Blackwell.
Been lost in this world trying to find myself. Saying, Lord, can you hear me? I need your help. trying to lose my pride. It's warm in my heart, but it's cold outside. How to survive, it's not like the 80s. I guess in my dreams I can get that Mercedes. Way over my head, gotta stay focused. Gotta pay this rent or get a 30-day notice. 'Cause it's a cold, cold world. Gotta guard yourself, be on your P's and Q's.
Heart and soul, diva of the Bay Area. As you know, it's tune setting. As we bring through Jayna Blackwell.
Jayna, talk to me about that song right there. Oh, I don't even know how this was slipped past me. Look, I was trying to get everything ready, make sure Monica had everything uploaded, and I saw the email that she sent me, and I was like, wait a minute, we missed a song. Let me hear this right quick, because I have already heard the other songs. Let me listen to this right quick, and I was like, oh, shit, Jill Scott, oh, my God, that song right there, like, you see, I'm all excited, right? I'm all hyped up now. But
yes.
That song, to me, is that going to be, is it old? Is it new? Is it going to be on the album? What?
We're not sure. It is an older track, but we really haven't pushed it out yet. We're trying to figure that one out. But Tune Setting is the name of that one. And isn't it just describing what we were just talking about? I think that, when Ken Yan wrote this track, he was writing it about what I was dealing with at the time, trying to focus on my music, but yet I still had to make sure I was paying these bills. We had this deadline that we set for ourselves and to get this music out, and he kept harming me. Okay, we got to get in the studio. You keep canceling. What's going on, And so basically that track is explaining everything I was going through at the time, performing live on stage, a star here, then having to come down and go back to the real world and handle everything. So basically that is the track.
And it didn't take me long to figure out the name was Tune Setting.
Yes.
And I don't know, the energy that is in that song, and yes, what the message that's being put forth in the song, it's the total package, the beat, just everything. Like, I don't know how I slept on that one. I don't know. But if you want my advice, yes, it needs to be like number 6. It needs to be number 6. Yeah, number 6.
The hardest thing is it was one of my favorite songs. He and I, we had this whole concept picked out with the video and everything, and then the focus just got on to another track. But the vibe is still there, and I definitely still consider that one of my favorite songs because it's me. It was when he wrote it, I was like, I got the lyrics and I was looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, did he just like sit down and write this about me? Yes, this is about me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but he was real frustrated with me at the time when we were going through the process. So it's crazy that this song came out like that,
Yeah, that's phenomenal right there. That's phenomenal. You're talking about him writing the music or the lyrics to some music. What is your songwriting process like? Do you write your lyrics first, or do you have to hear the beat first and then write?
That's crazy because I hadn't even touched a pen to write any songs really before I met Kenyon, and he kind of, inspired me to do so. Actually, we've co-written a couple tracks, and it's crazy because, I used to think I had to hear the beat first, but I have this song that I'm searching for a beat that I've already written. And so that's one thing that, so I could be all over the board, and I think it's just you go with the flow. So for me, I'm kind of flexible in that way, but I took the example of Kenyon as watching him and studying him, how he comes up with a concept through the beat, and then that's how he comes up with the song. And usually he does the hook first and then goes back and does, the rest of the songs.
That's how I write music. The hook first, and then I feel like everything else can fall into place after that.
Yeah.
And speaking of him, now I had the opportunity to hear this song several years ago, and the song's still fire. Still, I talk about growth a lot on the show. If I had you on the show 3 years ago and you're still playing the same song, still pushing the same song that you were pushing 3 years ago, and you've done nothing else, where is your growth? What are you in this industry for? What are you doing this for? But I've had the luxury, yes, to be able to follow you on all social media and see your growth. In what ways has your newer music changed from when you first started recording again?
I think that, it's the experience on pushing the first track, That's My Song, has opened me up to new audiences worldwide, and even, a new genre of music due to a remix that was done to That's My Song by Colin Watson. It was a house mix that was put on the track, and it just changed the song totally, but it opened up a new arena for me as an artist to step into a new genre. And I think that with the newest track, Dance All Night, it's a house-driven, but it's still soulful, So I think that the growth has been embracing new music and new fans worldwide, which is, I don't know, it's every time I say it, I get goosebumps because who knew that, we would break ground in the UK like this, and it's awesome. The reception is magnificent, and I'm so excited for, things to come. And, I was talking to my manager this morning. I won't be long, but I was telling him, to have DJs contacting the label asking when is the album coming out, when are we going to get new music from Jayna Blackwell? What? When does that happen?
Girl,
and
yes.
so, and so I think that, that is the growth. There is the growth. Being able to see that there's all these producers contacting me wanting to do music, there is the growth, and the numbers. There's just growth overall, and just me as an artist. I see it all the way around, and I'm excited for the things to come.
I want to jump right into That's My Song right here. You want to introduce the song for us?
That's My Song featuring Kenyon. It's my song. It's everybody's song. They're doing dances to it, making up dances to it. It's a good thing. It's exciting. I hope you love it. There's been quite a few remixes of it, and we're excited for that as well. So next up is That's My Song featuring Kenyon.
Can you hear that playing? That's my song. That's right. There's a crowded jumping. Yes, it's on. Not only to get it, shown how to do it right. Up in the club, across the shop, security VIPs going down with Patron. I'm feeling good. In this vibe, keep them haters outside. I'm headed out the door. Yes, I'm feeling myself. Calling up my girls as I head into the nightlife. All work, no play, take heed, better listen. Get that money, don't let it make you. I know what's up, can't play them games. He's choosing, but I'll pay.
Wait a minute, that's my song. 2-step to the right, 1 slide to the left. I think I got it. Let me show them how to get it in. Much older now, knees stiff, hard to bend. Flow proud, little mama try to back it in. Drink in the hand, think it's a shot of hand. Hot to the bug, guess I'm off Patron again. Stick it with a 2-step and nothing else is all you get.
You hear that playing? That's my soul. That's my right, yes, we're crowded jumping. Yes, it's on. Time for me to get it in. Show 'em how to do it right. Up in the club, a girl shopping, pretty VIPs going down with Patron. I'm feeling good in this vibe. Keep them haters outside. I'm in my pool. What's up? Let's ride. Headed to the after party. Night's not over yet. Men be on one, hanging on my coattail. Ain't got time for the lines for them other ones. Miss me with that drama. I'm straight cool, letting my head down. Don't take it wrong, no disrespect. It's good trying to have a good time. Taking pictures, having fun, good convo. With my girl, so I'm not riding solo. My mind is on my money, and my money's on my mind. The club is jumping right. It's packed on a Thursday night. DJ's playing my song. I'm feeling good. Turn it up tonight. When you hear that playing, that's my song. That's right. Yeah, we're crowded jumping. Yes, it's on. Time for me to get it. Show 'em how to do it right. Up in the club, a couple shots of pretty VIPs going down with Patron. I'm feeling good in this vibe. Keep them haters outside. When you hear that playing, that's my song. That's right. Yeah, we're crowded jumping. Yes, it's on. Time for me to get it. Show 'em how to do it right. Up in the club, a couple shots of pretty VIPs going down with Patron. I'm feeling good in this vibe. Keep them haters outside.
Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Jerusalem from the Scarfella Music Group, and you on the air with the hottest station, Endie Fiya, with your host, Lil Timmy and Nakia, right here on the station bringing you all the hottest hip hop hits. Endie Fiya, let's get it.
If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your host, Nakia, and our special guest this evening, Motown Records, Mistress of Soul, Miss Jayna Blackwell. I think that song will always be a favorite because it was the introduction to Jayna Blackwell for me. And so it still remains in my music library. I got a special one. Of course, I keep all of the artists. You know, I had a favorite song by every artist. But because you were on the show so early, it's like number 2. So if I don't make it through all 102 tracks, I'm always gonna hear that one, and it's I listen to this playlist daily. So that song is always, even though I'm gonna add some more music of yours, that one always will be right at the top. I'll always hear that on a daily basis. I don't know. I got lost there for a minute, just thinking about the drop that played. If you're listening and you want to submit drops for the show, you're more than welcome to, because we got to clean that one up. We really do. And somebody was joking me Tuesday, as a matter of fact. They heard the drop and they said, "Wait a minute, you've had in the past 3 years, you've had 4 male co-hosts, and now you don't have a co-host again." And there are, extenuating circumstances as to why I haven't replaced my previous co-host. But they said to me, your love life is kind of the same way. You go through co-hosts, you go through panties. And that's how you go through men, like panties. And I'm like, wow. Yeah, okay. It's funny what your fans notice, it's really funny. But how does, speaking of, not relationship-wise, but family-wise, how supportive is your family of your career?
I have the best support from my kids. That is alone exciting. You walk into a room and you hear your kids singing your songs. I silently, cheese from ear to ear. And like right now, they're home from the youngest ones are home from school. Usually they would be all over me in the room, but I let them know, this is business right now, and close my door, and they're giving me my space. They're very, very supportive, and I can't describe to you what a good feeling that is. My sister is so supportive. Actually, she's so supportive to a fault. Like, she will fuss at me and give me the business if she feels like I'm not on track, or if I turn down an opportunity because I can't do this or that. And she's always like, let me know and I will handle it for you so that you can go off and do this, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I have 4 children, and my boys are kind of hit and miss on, like, can you get me some tickets to go here? Or, I need, like, VIP passes, or, my boys. But my daughter is, like, there religiously, and has been since, I started in this industry. So to have the support of the children, is huge. I completely, I get it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Which one of your songs
give you a hard time too?
Oh, hell yeah. Trust and believe.
My 12-year-old, Coachella was just recently. She goes, Mom, are you going to Coachella since you're so famous? Or she'll say little remarks like that to me. I'm like, hey, you never know, one day,
Yes. I remember when my music first got on iTunes, and I had my first magazine interview, and my boys joked me, like, oh, so you big time now. Like, and then I think when our music was being put out, when the label was putting all of our music out, it was something that now anybody can distribute, their own music multiple ways. But we, working behind the scenes as an A&R at the label, and just being able to see all that goes into, marketing and the distribution and all of that, I felt at that time like I was big. Like, that was huge. That was huge to me. And now when somebody's like, all right, so I know Greg's probably listening. I do owe him some information for the magazine. But it's like I'm so busy and focused on the independent community and being able to provide this platform for them to get their, brands across nationwide, that I seldom take the time to promote myself, and the show, because the show promotes itself, but I rarely take the time just to promote me. And so just having little people in your corner is amazing. It makes a difference for me on a daily. It really does make a difference. On which one of your songs do you think that you have delivered your best performance, both emotionally and technically?
In My Cool is it was a very emotional experience for me in the studio. And out of all the songs, I was crying singing that song. And so although we had to do a couple retakes, because you know how when you're tearing up, it's hard to sing, your voice vibrates or whatever. But I think that in the storytelling process of that song, I believe that was my best experience. And it's a good song to do live, too, because I can go right back to that place where I was emotionally recording that every time I sing it live. So definitely that.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Now, your latest track that was released Thanksgiving Day 2018 is Dance All Night. Talk about that just a little bit.
Dance All Night is a track that was presented to me by, Mr. Gregory Beasley of Motown Records, and it was, it's a song by Rodney Moe and Bob Killer D Hunter, and also Gregory Beasley. And it was exciting to do because, like I said, it walked me into this new genre of house, not new to everyone, but new to Jayna. And it's a whole new world, you know, and it's upbeat, it's fun, and it was exciting to do in the studio. It just came alive in the studio. And actually, I could say this was my first time running my own studio session when I was recording that. I always depended on someone else to be there to tell me, do this, do that, okay, that's good, or retake that, and I used my own better judgment in recording that track, and so I was excited to present it. It was my baby, you know.
Hey, well, that's growth. That's growth right there. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your host, Nakia, and our guest, the Mistress of Soul, Jayna Blackwell. And right here, I'm going to give you Dance All Night. Yes, if you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your host, Nakia. And that was Jayna Blackwell, the Mistress of Soul, with Dance All Night. I've been dancing since I got that. I'm going to tell you, I normally don't listen to music in advance, but, you know, I know you family. So when Monica sent me that, I was like, oh, wow. Like, I feel like I've been under a turtle shell or something, and I've missed everything that you've done. You know, I will continuously promote you and what you do, but I felt like I was left out on that one right there, or I missed it somehow. I don't know how. As a season,
well, I think because it was pushed internationally first. It was just some of the DJ friends that I've made along the way have been playing it here in the States, but it's definitely making moves in the UK, so we're excited.
I'm excited for you guys. I really am. As a seasoned artist, for someone who is just starting out and they just heard Dance All Night and they're like, yeah, that sounds like my sound. That sounds like, you know, exactly like me, and, you know, I'm loving everything I hear that she's saying, and I need to know more. What piece of advice could you offer somebody who's just starting out, or even somebody who's been in the industry for a minute? What would you say to them at this point?
I would say, you know, first and foremost, follow your heart. Know that there's many different ways to make money in this industry. You know, everything you see is not the end all be all, if you will. You know, images are created and die every day. But the biggest thing is learn the business for yourself.
And that is all aspects of the business. Like, you just can't be an artist who's going to write your music, step in the studio, record, perform. That's it. You need to know everything that goes on behind the scenes.
That is so true.
That's
so true.
You know, that's, yeah, you have to.
I mean, we see so many examples of artists that have allowed others to you know, handle that for them, and where they have ended up. Even artists that have earned Grammy Awards, and you see all these big dollar signs behind their name, but not realizing that, you know, some of them cannot pay a phone bill or actually make a mortgage payment or whatever. And I think that's all because, you know, when artists come out with music, or when their music hits the radio, you know, the assumption is that they've made it, you know, and that is so far from the truth. And I think that there needs to be, you know, these new artists that are coming up, you definitely have to know where your money is going to come from if you plan to, you know, survive or actually eat off this, if that is your plan or goal.
Exactly. This was the quickest interview I think I've ever had. Everybody gets the same amount of time, but I swear, like, this is one of those episodes where you want it to be like 2 hours, so you could just keep digging in and digging on into the life of Jayna Blackwell. Unfortunately, we are down to the end of the show. I want to go ahead and give you the opportunity to get your contact information out, so that those who are listening now, if they're interested in, you know, of course, purchasing your music, getting you on a tour, I don't know, producing some music for you, this is the opportunity now for you to go ahead and speak to those individuals, or for those who may come back and listen on a callback show. The floor is yours.
Yes, all of that. We need all of those contacts. You can bring that all over to ctownrecords.com, where you can find all of my contact information. Social media at Jayna Sings 2, JaynaSings, the number 2. That'll get you to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and we'll be waiting for you.
There you have it. Make sure that you're following the show on all social media platforms at Endie Fiya. That's ENDIEFIYA. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms. Girl in Motion, GRLNMOTION. And for those who follow me, you know what's coming up. Finals, exams, projects, business plans, all that bullshit. Yes. So because of that, for the next week, we will be on hiatus for the next 10 days, beginning tomorrow. There's no, she said on Saturdays, there's no New Music Mondays on Mondays. There's no Two-Way Tuesdays on Tuesdays. There's no Endie Fiya on Thursdays. We will return on Tuesday, the 14th of May. All new episodes. And graduation is the 17th of May. You know what's really jacked up? Like, I'm not attending graduation because I've done this before. And my daughter graduates in like 2 weeks after me. And then my mother graduates the week after her. So the same week as her, all right? So for me, these two ladies are my queens, all right? So the focus, I want all the focus to be on them. When all of our relatives are coming from, near and far, I want the focus to be on them. My mother's graduated multiple times as well, but that's just my personal opinion. I want, the focus to be on them. Well, my advisor kept calling me saying, hey, you need to get your cap and gown. You need to get cap and gown. I know you're not going, but you need to get the cap and gown, right? So I go to get my cap and gown today, last day to get the cap and gown. Why? They don't have my cap and gown. So I'm like, see? They got all my cords, all my honor cords and whatever. But I said, see, that's the sign. It wasn't meant for me to be at that graduation. But this is graduation season. So if you have a graduate in your family, we're congratulating you now, wishing you much success, much happiness. I know I'm excited for the next journey in my daughter's life. We'll miss Mother's Day, which is on May the 12th. Yeah, May the 12th is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And I know somebody's got their tongue stuck out now and their lips poked out, but all the men who have to step up and play the role as mommy as well. Big up to you and happy Mother's Day to you all. So we'll see you again, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, May 14th for Two Tuesdays. Jayna, thank you so much for joining us this evening. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to take time and spend it here with us on Endie Fiya. So thank you. Your family, you're welcome back at any time. Shout out to you, Greg. I know you're listening, and I will get that information to you by the next publication. All right? Let me leave you guys with a quote.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You.
Music is a language that doesn't speak in particular words. It speaks in emotions. And if it's in the bones, it's in the bones. That's Keith Ritchie. Until our next episode, have a good night.